So here's your super cool tactical intro. The pool noodle. Why don't we just call it the poodle today? Pool noodle, poodle. You down with that?
Easier to say, rolls off the tongue.
Can you possibly imagine what purpose I have in mind for that, for today's drill?
Well, considering there's no pools out here, I'm kind of a little perplexed, but interested to find out.
That's Officer Jared Wihangi, Reserve SWAT officer, TMP guest since what, 09? 10?
No, it's before that. I think it's 08.
8?
I want to say 08. Maybe it was 09.
Yeah.
But it was before 10. Yeah.
So like many people in the Nutnfancy project, he drifts away, but they always want to come back. Sometimes they're even allowed to come back.
I drift away pretty much monthly. It's what I do for a living, kind of drifting around the world.
So are you still a professional badass? Teaching people how to beat up other people and stuff?
I guess you could say that. Yeah, I don't like to float my own boat, as you know, but that's pretty much what I do, yeah.
Let me get real. We're going to do a lot of kidding around in this video. We're going to take the shooting very seriously, but we're going to kid along the way. Safety will be paramount. We'll discuss all that here in a second. But if you guys don't know, Officer Jared has shot with us several times. We've done some pretty gnarly shoots together too.
Yeah, it's been cool.
The tactical 22 one was a lot of work. Remember that?
Yeah, I do. Mm-hmm.
And Jared is awesome. Very down-to-earth guy. He does not like wear his ego on his shoulder. He doesn't think he's tougher than anybody else. He just does his own thing. He's very good at what he does. He teaches combative tactics, defensive tactics, knife tactics, baton use. He's basically a jack of all trades when it comes to tactical instruction. And we respect him for it, but we like him too, because he's such a good guy. Great value system too. In fact, little known, but last week he rescued a kitten from a tree.
Yeah, it was a stuffed kitten, but you know, kitten's a kitten.
You didn't know that when you climbed though, did you?
Put my life on the line.
Would you have climbed had you known it was a stuffed animal?
Probably so, you know. This is the way I am, you know.
How are you not on the freaking military history channel as a host yet? What's going on, dude? Huh?
It's kind of fly under the radar. I'm kind of low key, you know.
Yeah, well, who knows? Maybe you'll get picked up.
Maybe. You never know.
Yeah, they hit me up once in a while.
I bet they do.
And I say, you know what? No.
Too cool for that? Too cool for school?
Listen, that was then, this is now. So if you hear of Gurney Productions or the Discovery Channel or the Military Channel looking for a slightly overweight, balding, somewhat amusing YouTube gun reviewing has-been, please let me know. And I'll give Crockett 20 a call, see how his schedule looks.
Sounds like your resume right there.
You can rest your gun on the barricade. Rest your gun on the barricade.
He and I both. No, dude, I'm not for TV. New media destroys old media.
You got a voice for radio, huh? A face for radio?
I do have a face for radio. Hardly for YouTube. That's why I'm not filming myself right now. No, I don't. TV, whatever. It comes and goes. I mean, they wanted me for Dual Survival. How's that show doing? What's been canceled, comes back. Who cares?
Never heard of it.
I'm not a survivalist anyhow. Jack of all trades. I do everything to bare minimum competency levels, but I do a lot of things.
Yeah, do a lot of good stuff. Yeah.
Any messages you need to send to the world at this time?
Not really. You know, I'm sure we'll come up with some stuff on the way as we shoot. As you know, I was up till 3 this morning shooting with my police department, and so I'm a little red-eyed and tired.
Let me translate. He said he was up till 3 in the morning shooting with his PD. Let's go over here, dude. Actually, he was with his Modern Warfare 4 video game team on headset till 3 in the morning.
Hey, that's supposed to be between us.
I'm kidding. He was actually doing. What, SWAT entries? What were we doing last night?
Just qualifications, rifle, pistol, and some simunition scenarios.
Okay. Did you own it or did you get owned?
Owned it.
Did you?
Owned it.
Okay, maybe that will translate in today's drill. You do have a message to the world. First off, I got to tell the world this, and I've kind of cleared it with you beforehand. You are, let's say, a middle-aged fella. We won't tell exactly.
You could say that, yeah.
If you wanted to say the age, go ahead. It's up to you.
I'm 40.
He has a 26-year-old wife.
25, but
Dude! Jared is our hero, if for no other reason than that.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to roll in a photo right now. Check how hot she is.
Okay.
She's very hot. Please be respectful in the comments. Thank you. Otherwise, Jared may show up on your door with an asp baton to give you a personal session.
And I ask myself every day why she married me. I'm still not sure, but I'm glad she did.
You and everybody else on the other end of this camera ask themselves that.
I'm sure they are.
Still fit at age 40?
Try to keep in shape, yeah. I'm kind of every month or so I'm in front of special ops guys around the world teaching stuff, and so I kind of gotta try and look the part and get some buy-in from them before I even start teaching. So gotta try and stay in shape.
So I'm taking you did not hit the Mickey D's big breakfast this morning.
I did not. Protein shake.
There you go, dude.
Protein shake. So
if you were to eat like that, would you like get fat?
I would, most definitely.
Yeah.
It's
you have to watch. I think it's more what you eat than what you, I mean, the workout's great, but for me, if I start eating sloppy, which by the way, T and Piers, I have been known to do. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, I'm
not a tactical badass.
If I eat what I want to eat, I'll put on weight fast. So it's put on muscle mass with a lot of fat around it. So.
How long did you work out on the Thigh Master yesterday?
I actually did work out yesterday. I did some kind of CrossFit type stuff at the gym. But you're talking about the Thigh Master, like what was that lady that used to be on the
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Or do you do Tai Bo?
No.
P90X?
No.
I'm out of exercise references at this point. All these fads that have come and gone.
Yeah, I just go and do what I feel works for me. It's kind of my own thing, mix of weights and CrossFit and cardio and
with a large dose of masturbation, no doubt.
Occasionally. No, I don't need to.
What?
I've got the 26-year-old, I've got the 25-year-old wife.
I was waiting for that.
I mean, come on.
Come on is right. All right, that's your intro. If you just want to skip to the shooting part, forget about it. This is all part of the adventure. True or false, Officer Jared?
It's true. It's an entertaining show, and I'm glad to be part of it.
All right. Well, we're glad you're still here. Several years running.
Yes.
Now, T and Piers might be asking themselves, what is that? What is the scenario today? Here is the scenario. In the movie Collateral, Vincent is a hitman played most excellently by Tom Cruise. T and Piers may remember that in the movie, he is confronted with two thugs who have walked off with his briefcase, in which is all his data on who to make hits on that night. Okay, it is an excellent movie. Have you seen it?
When it first came out, so I don't remember the details, but I have seen it, yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I was going to deduct like 20 cool points if you showed up for this shoot and had not seen it. Although I did not give you heads up.
You did not give me heads up, but I have seen it.
Right. I don't give you heads up because we want this fresh.
Okay.
Have we practiced or talked about this scenario at all?
This is all news to me.
It's all news to me.
Okay.
I haven't practiced it, and some T and Piers will think I'm Joe's shooter, you know, but honestly, I haven't shot a lot in the last year. It just depends on what's going on. Other adventures, other reviews. Ammo's so freaking expensive. We're shooting out of stash, pretty much.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take you on a sojourn. And the sojourn is we are going to reenact yet another TMP original movie shoot, the alley shoot by Tom Cruise. We'll call him Vincent, against the two thugs.
Okay.
He makes that shoot with an HK USP 45 in 1.5 seconds. Okay, and he does it from a draw underneath a suit coat. That's why I said bring a suit coat.
Okay.
Did you bring one?
I bought a coat. It's not a suit coat, but yeah, I got a coat.
What'd you bring, like
That's
a parka?
No, I got two options. I did one of them's kind of
That's cool.
Yeah, one of them's kind of a raincoat, and one of them's one of these BDs.
Yeah, I'm just going with TRUs. These right here.
I've got one of those, so I'll throw it on.
Get your patches. We just got more in, by the way, by popular demand. Website at the top. Shameless promotion. Deal with it. Other stupid crap there at that website. Yeah, so we need something to sweep out of the way like Vincent does. Okay. So he sweeps his suit coat out of the way, pops the first guy 2 rounds, this guy on the left. Okay. He pops the right guy 3 times, actually. Does a Mozambique on him, so 2 to the center mass, 1 to the head. I think he shoots the guy in the head as he falls, so there is a delay. Okay. Let me get my note card, because there's several things I got to say about this shoot.
You do know that was Hollywood, right? That was all like, you know, they practiced it about 20 times and edited it.
Huh, it's funny you should say that, because look at my note card. Okay, so it's all right here. Tom Cruise practiced with the SAS, so this was practiced over and over and over and over again. So people who watch that movie, Tom Cruise, by the way, is an outstanding actor. Think what you want about his politics, whatever, his religious affiliation, whatever. But as an actor, he is extremely dedicated to every role.
I don't care about it. I love aliens, so I don't care about his religion. So.
Aliens? Yeah. Nice. I guess we know the extent of your movie trivia capabilities. Okay. So I heard that he was instructed by SAS Okay, he practiced, great. We're not going to try to adopt any particular technique, nor are we going to try to mimic exactly the movie in our shoot here. What we're trying to do is kill 2 bad guys as fast as possible. In a lot of ways, this is the worst case scenario. Okay, now, there's a couple things that I really want to drive home. You may have seen the note card. This is dangerous what we're getting ready to do, so I recommend no one try to do this. Jared is an experienced shooter. I am an experienced shooter. Experienced tactical shooters, both on and off duty, in TMP, personalized. We've done a lot of pistol crafting. You know, did you just gain cool points by throwing the poodle away?
Right. I know people are going to ask, why the heck is this guy holding a pool noodle in his hand during the shoot? So I just had to kind of like, you know, discreetly discard that.
Okay, cool. Did you like how I picked up on it, like, immediately?
You did, yeah. You're not supposed to, like, actually verbalize it, but yeah, I appreciate that.
Cool. Awkward pause aside, it's dangerous what we're doing. The biggest danger, I think, is that one, I'm just going to say you generically, the shooter draws and shoots themselves in the leg, which has been known to happen, or they shoot their offside hand, which gets in the way. This is close quarter. We're going to be standing right here. And by the way, TMPers, there's your realistic shoot scenario. It's going to be from usually right about here is where you'll do a defensive shoot if and when you do it. I hope you never do.
50% DOJ statistics, about 50% of at least documented officer-involved shootings happen inside of 5 feet distance. So.
There you go again. And also 75% of all statistics are made up, I heard.
It's pretty true, about 90% of the time.
It's true though. We're kidding around, guys. Hang with us and we'll get serious under there. That's just my personality, Jared's too. So yeah, that's a realistic distance that we're going to be popping these rounds at. Yeah. The danger is you can have your offside hand come in front of the line of fire and you put a round right through your forearm. So let's not let that happen. Yeah. We're going to actually practice this because I'm talking dry fire. We'll go through the drawing motion because I'm not practiced with it. I carry shoulder holster.
I do a lot of, this particular drill, it's not new to me, but I do a lot of close quarter because I'm a hand-to-hand guy, hand-based weaponry, knives, impact weapons.
Pool noodles.
Pool noodles, you know, they can be deadly in the right hands. And so, but the firearms at close quarters, I actually do a little bit with it because it's not actually done a lot, you know, and it's the realistic distances. And at those distances, you got to combine empty hand tactics with gunfighting sometimes. That's just the nature of how the things can unfold. So I do a little bit with it, not this particular scenario, but you know, I play with it from time to time.
If when we're going through the practice, the motions, if you have some suggestions, sing them. Okay, just come out with them. For me, I'm probably going to pin my offside shooting hand for the first shot to my chest. Yeah. And then in the movie, Vincent shoots the first guy one hand. We're going to try to duplicate that because that's the quickest. Okay. And actually, you're probably wondering what that poodle is about. That's going to replicate the bad guy's hand that he knocks out of the way. So the cameraman has 2 purposes: to record what you're doing, and he's also going to hold that poodle over your shoulder and you're going to knock it out of the way, simulating bad guy.
Okay.
It's the best I could come up with.
Sounds good.
I mean, I'm not going to stand in front of you and like put a poodle in your face.
That'd be cool. I mean, accidents happen sometimes on the range, you know.
Yeah, here he goes. He's looking.
Kind of disappear. But
yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, Jared, you went out with Nutnfancy and you only came back. What's up? Oh, he's out there. He'll be back later on. Okay, so we're going to go through drawing motion. We'll do a couple dry fire practices. You're going to see it as we learn this drill, and then we're going to transition once we're ready to live fire. Okay. Let me stress the importance of you concealed carry permit holders. This, I say, don't do the drill. I'll stick with that. I prefer you don't test this. Don't do it. It's too dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this type of training only under the eyes of an experienced and credible instructor should you do these types of drills. But yeah, don't go out and do it on the range because a lot of things that can be overlooked and accidents can happen.
Yeah, and the chances are you're going to be a little bit stressed when the drill's going. We'll be running timer on it. Please don't do it. Let's talk about the reality of actually having to make a shoot like this. This is philosophy. I'm known for it. How about you walk away and don't have I'm talking civilian, Jared, not PD. Yeah. You're a responder, so your job is to run to the gunfire and solve the problem. But for the other people on the other end of this camera, most of them are civilians. They're concealed carry permit holders. Get the heck out of the situation. Walk away. In the movie, Tom Cruise actually is trying to retrieve his briefcase, but the guy's a freaking hitman. Okay, it's a fictitious movie. He kills people for a living. He's not afraid to go retrieve the briefcase. But if I lost a briefcase, 2 thugs are packing guns, honestly, I'm going to try to go. I'm gonna try to leave the area. So I want to throw that out there so people don't go play Rambo and think, hey, I want to get in a situation here and prove that I'm a super stud. That's bullshit.
Well, yeah, I mean, property is property, and a basic property robbery, and if you can get away with just losing the property and letting things go, that would always be the recommendation. But if it's a point that you're forced to act based on protecting your life or the life of another person, then being capable of doing that is important.
I'm still listening to you, by the way. And by the way, this reminds me of Jared's drive-in behind me. I had to wait for him like, I don't know, 5 times. Well, dude, seriously, driving Miss Daisy, you were doing like 10 miles an hour.
Well, I was on the phone, 1. 2, if I had a nice, rich, fancy truck like you, then maybe I'd be burning through these things too. I got my
What? You got that? Dude, that should own this truck in off-road. What is that, Frontier?
It's the same as yours, but smaller and weaker, so yeah.
Just like everything. Dude, you so set yourself up for that.
I did.
Okay, we're gonna be using a Glock 19 for the drill.
Okay.
I believe a good pistolero should be able to transition and use any platform.
You didn't bring a man's gun?
Oh, dude, you just created drama with that comment. You know how many Glock 19 guys are gonna be showing up on this? I'm one of them, by the way. Oh, I love it.
But because you have one, I gotta make fun of it.
Noted.
So.
And accepted.
Yeah.
Glock 19, and by the way, that is by viewer choice. That's right, TMPers wanted to see the Glock 19, they want a review, so here you go.
Yeah.
You guys want it? That's the gun you chose for me in this drill, that's the one I'm gonna use.
It's a good gun.
Yeah. If you were really, well, what's your duty gun? Still the 1911?
No, I fell into line with what the other officers in my department carry, so I'm carrying...
Browning 22 buck marks.
That's the one. How'd you know? No, I'm...
I don't know, just a wild guess.
Yeah, you know I support Browning.
Oh yeah, Browning's great company.
Black label, tactical, but Glock 22 is what I'm carrying on duty right now. So
good choice.
Yeah, and I'm only a reserve. When I say on duty, I used to be a full-time cop, but now I'm just a reserve, so I don't want to kind of come across like I do that full-time. But yeah, when I'm on duty, it's a 22.
Yeah.
Glock 22.
Nice, great gun. So Glock 19 in this. It's going to be close. You guys might remember my Spokane, Washington story where I had 2 perps come up to the car, and actually that day I was carrying a Glock 19 in a fanny pack. Fortunately, I did not have to make any shots. I was so glad of that. They did back off. There's a story on video here in TMP already. What you got?
Oh, I just, I was the weekend before last, I was teaching a close firearms course in Brazil, and some of the officers in there, every officer there that I've spoken to has been in shootings, usually sometimes multiple.
They shoot a lot in Brazil.
They do. In fact, my buddy there, he's on a tactical team. He got shot about 3 months ago, shot in the arm with an AK. He's on a 20-man bank robbery squad that his unit responded to, and big shootout. And he's recovering well. I've got some photos of the injury if you're interested to see it. But he's got one more surgery to go. But we were sitting at dinner, and I didn't realize it's the 4th time he's been shot on duty in different incidents, and so they get pretty busy down there. They show me some videos of security camera footage of what we're talking about here, extreme close range shootings that happen, and that they're very this is a realistic distance, and there's a lot of footage out there to kind of prove it, along with those statistics that are.
No, they're true. I was just messing around. So it's absolutely proven. This is, I mean, we're too far. Again, we're talking 3 to 5 feet is the contact.
Inside of arm's reach, 2 arms reach, pretty much.
Now, I'm a tactical reviewer, and so when I shoot a pistol, I'm trying to show the accuracy of the pistol, so I step back to, all the way to 30 yards I'm shooting. Not super realistic, that distance. I mean, if I was to do the realistic distance, I'd be shooting 3 to 5 feet every time, but that's less interesting. It doesn't really prove the accuracy of the gun. I just want to throw that out so people understand the difference in what we're talking about. We're talking about realistic combat training versus getting data on a review.
Right.
All right, so we're gonna strap up. My holster of choice will be a $20 Blade Tech. That's right, $20 Blade Tech. And it's slick, it should work fine. I have confidence in it. I have not practiced with it at all.
Probably costs twice as much as the holster I'm gonna use, so you're fine.
Well, are you shooting out of leather? Well, you gotta use mine though, because you're shooting a Glock 19 too, bro.
I've got a, it's the same, I've got a compatible one with the same size.
Works, okay. So it'll work with a 19?
Yeah.
Okay. We just by coincidence showed up with the exact same gloves today. The pig gloves, P-I-G. Yes, that is their name.
Yep, there's my pair right there. My buddies with Tactical Korea over in Seoul gave to me a couple months ago.
They're great gloves. They're about like the mechanics. Awesome dexterity. they'll wear out about like the mechanics. I'll probably do a tabletop review on them.
Cool.
And we are going to shoot with gloves today.
Okay.
Which is actually kind of a disadvantage, honestly.
Little loss of dexterity when dealing with clothes, concealed weapons and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but,
I agree.
Yeah.
This is my holster I was telling you about. My $20 Phantom by Blade Tech.
Great company.
I think it'll be fine. It's an inside the waistband. I reviewed it.
Okay.
Haven't shot out of this like
I've got
ever actually. This particular one.
Blade Tech thigh rig in the truck that I use. A great company.
They are. A couple things about carry options. If you're concealed carry permit holder, you guys know that in my carry, I generally am running a Galco Classic Light in a shoulder holster. That is not fast. I've said that before, but at least I have a gun on me and it's ultra concealable. It all boils down, in my way of thinking, Jared, of what's your propensity for a gunfight. If I go out as a civilian that day, my propensity for a gunfight is so infinitesimally small, I choose to carry my fanny pack, deal with it, and then have all my stuff in it and a shoulder holster. It's not ultimate speed. If we're doing this drill with a shoulder holster, especially if you had to do a Superman carry, you have to rip the buttons open, you're gonna add a couple seconds. You'd have to know that problems come in stage, maybe unbutton your shirt, have your gun on your shoulder holster, I'm talking in the shoulder holster, then you can react quicker.
And that shoulder holster helps you with those Starsky and Hutch fantasies too. You can relive the dream.
And Miami Vice.
And Miami Vice, so yeah.
This is fastest right here though. So there's a Glock 19 4-gen riding in the Phantom. The knife, if you've noticed, is, you know what? Spyderco Enduro Wave 4. Awesome blade. Reviewed. Such a good feeling to know that that's reviewed and out there. Cool. If you don't have this knife yet, something's wrong. CutleryShop.com is where you get it. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna go through the drill, and clarification, you're no longer SWAT, right?
No, yeah, exactly. So clarify that my department got rid of the SWAT team last year and joined up with Unified PD SWAT team, and so they don't take reserves anymore. So I work patrol now. So
translated, he's a traffic officer.
Not traffic. I'm gonna get down and dirty street cop.
So when you get down and dirty, have you had anyone ever attack you with a pool noodle?
Oh, like I have now. I can say yes.
Because you can take a guy out with this.
You could. You'd hold them under the water and drown them, or take it away from them when they can't swim.
Okay, once again, we're kidding around, but when it comes to shooting, we're gonna be safe. Don't try this at home, kids. Here comes the practice drills. Jared, Mr. Tactical Instructor, if you have any ideas, I've done some training along these lines in certain venues. I'll let that be known at some date. But go ahead. We're not striving for any technique. Yeah. Last time I checked, there's all kinds of close quarter shooting techniques. Everyone's trying to establish their own technique, sell it so they can make money.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. They want to go to say, hey, my technique's the best, come to my tactical courses, I'm a badass, pay me, everybody else sucks. Yeah. Welcome to the tactical world. It's been that way for a long time.
Yeah. My one of the big things for me at these close ranges
While we're talking, I'm going to be practicing.
Yeah, so has having someone that actually understands the concept of close quarter hand-to-hand tactics in addition to the firearms tactics, because at this range is a good distance. This could begin with some kind of a hand-to-hand encounter, whether you're defending yourself against a weapon, immobilizing a weapon, and then looking for the opportunity to present your weapon. And so that's just the reality of this distance.
Okay, and we talked about this off camera a little bit, and that is in the movie, again, we're using the movie as a foundation to do the shoot. Trust me, we'll get to shooting, relax. But this is all, I think, interesting. It's an interesting foundational philosophy. Shoot the guy as fast as possible, get to the gun. But you are saying,
yeah, so and a lot of times,
remember, Jared instructs us all the time.
Yeah.
Close quarters, parrying, knocking out, stuff we've shown on camera before. Go look at those videos with Officer Jared. He's a badass.
Well, and you do this type of stuff with with training guns and airsoft, so you can actually do actually force on force as well as live fire. You can kind of see what's really going to be helpful, and so there's got to be a combination of a good foundation of hand-to-hand tactics in addition to fundamental firearms tactics at this distance. And so
okay, no one on the other end of this camera will do any of that. Well, they can, however, be mentally prepared for a close quarter shoot, and you can learn from this.
Yeah, and you don't have to
I'm saying to have a whole skill set like you have, a close quarter combat.
And it don't have to be, it's just the principles. It don't have to be like a black belt and this, that, or the other, but just the principles of what, of what can help. And this distance, doesn't take a lot of training to get some fundamental skill sets in.
Okay. I'm still listening to you, dude. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. And when you talk about, you know, at this distance, you could be dealing with an edge weapon or a firearm, and statistically, the edge weapon is more deadly.
Come on this side, it's more interesting.
Okay. Your good side?
I'm going to keep the video rolling, but I'm still listening to you.
Okay.
What we're going to do is go slow. Okay, we're not going to go max speed and do it. We're going to actually shoot slow too, and then if we can get speed, we'll get speed. So for my technique, what I'm going to do, again, we're going to mimic the movie. Vincent has his hands up. We'll actually say the line, yo homie, is that my briefcase? The shooter has to say that line. If you dick up the line, you're going to add a second to your time.
Okay.
Okay, together. Yo homie, is that my briefcase?
Yo homie, is that my briefcase?
Then the timer, camera guy will say whatever he wants. Is like, yeah, it is. What else you got? Okay, and he'll put the pool noodle over your left shoulder. You'll be hands up. You're gonna knock the pool noodle away, pin your arm however you want, come in, and I'm gonna rotate, try to rotate immediately, get 2 rounds off, bump, 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 transition 2 hands, boom, 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 come back, assess, and then I'm gonna tap that plate to simulate the 6th shot on the guy's head.
Okay.
That should be, we might have to move that back just a little bit.
Okay.
For the recoil, or
okay.
the
backsplash.
Questions, thoughts?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna go slow. You can go ahead and simulate. So you got to be cameraman and poodle guy.
And pool noodle assaulter.
And then when we get good, you can like wail on the
whack.
freaking shooter and like distract him, get his stress up.
I guess Nutton does have a death wish.
In the hands of Officer Jared, that is a deadly weapon. Okay, so we're gonna go slow. Things you really want to watch out for, we're gonna watch out for. Again, we're gonna come out, we may rotate the gun up, finger out of the trigger guard till it's time to shoot. Then it goes in the trigger guard, we make the shot, we got the arm pinned. You don't want to have this hand anywhere in the line of fire. You don't want to crank around off down here. However, we're going to try to employ the weapon as soon as possible, like that. Get that barrel on there. We can pin it to our shoulder, or our hip, I'm sorry. That's more stability. Crank, crank, crank. We're not after max accuracy. We're after getting rounds anywhere here. Get him feeling the lead. Get him stopping. We shoot until the threat is gone. That's what we say.
Sometimes it's called an anchor point, and just like you're doing there, canting it out to the side so the slide doesn't catch on your jacket.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it out right about here.
Yep.
Okay, so here we go. Noodle over the shoulder.
Sorry.
So left shoulder. So you're gonna mimic his arm right here.
Okay.
So put it right out there, and that's what you have to knock away. Perfect. That's good. So knock, pin, draw, rotate, pop, pop. Pop, 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 pop. Let's do it again. This is what Tom Cruise did over and over and over again before he got good. Arm. Okay, and then you say, yo, homie.
Yo, homie, is that my briefcase?
Actually, I say that. Sorry,
okay.
I got confused. Yo, homie, is that my briefcase? You say, yeah, it is. What else you got or whatever?
Yeah, it is. What else you got?
Pin, pin. Little interference here. Boom, 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 boom. I think I'm ready to shoot, dude.
Okay.
You wanna, let's have you walk through a little bit.
Sure.
Here's a look around where we are. This will be an extremely hard drill to do at your shooting range. Again, I don't want you to do it at all, ever, for any reason, anywhere. Officially, that's my policy. But you're gonna have to have a wide open space like this, right? Totally. Because we're gonna be sending rounds kind of on that axis, we're gonna be sending rounds on this axis, and we're gonna be sending rounds on that axis. So we actually have like a 90-degree cone where lead's going down range. Oh, we're also using a timer, so our times are going to be more than 1.5 seconds, because I think the 1.5 seconds, if I'm not mistaken, was from shot to shot.
Okay.
That he did. Okay. So we're going to be doing it off the beat, because I forgot how to set my timer up otherwise. Okay. How weak is that? And so you're going to get the talk. When you hear the beep, you're going to draw and fire. Okay. Okay. So we're not experts here. We're just doing a drill. So relax. Okay. So there you go. It's mag out. It's a 4th gen Glock 19. Beautiful concealed carry choice. I run it myself. They're running TFOs on the top. It does have a Ghost 3.5 pound connector on it with everything else stock. It's 4th gen. You don't have to do a lot to them. Okay, so square off there, Vincent. You are Vincent. You are Hitman. Why did he not freaking just get a rental car, by the way? So he gets a taxi cab to do all his hits. How stupid is that? What's that about?
It's a lot more detail of the movie than I remember, but yeah, it's a good point.
But, well, he had to rent it, and then he'd have to use a name. Well, last time I checked, other people have used artificial names when they rented a rental car.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyways, just a point.
You should be a Hollywood director or some kind of a story writer or something.
Should. Yeah. So again, if you guys need a, I don't know, slightly entertaining balding has-been, give me a call.
This is a good drill. I could talk about some things to do with force on force versus a body, but for live fire, keeping things safe, this is a good drill. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy. Here we go. So you're gonna say, yo, homie, is that my briefcase?
Yo, homie, is that my briefcase?
Yeah, it is, man. What else you got? Okay. Here we go again. You don't have to go the verbiage. That's fine. I'll just tell you. I'll go beep actually, because we're gonna be like doing the verbiage when we actually shoot.
Okay.
Here we go. Shooter, stand by. Hands are up because they don't have to be super high. Just mid, about shoulder height. Go. Okay. Here we go again. Go. Is your arm being sufficiently pinned? What are you doing with your offside arm? Okay, good. So tuck it in. Make sure it does not get in the way.
So this is
let's go slower rather than faster if we have to. Okay.
Bang,
so
bang.
that's your technique right there. You're pinning your elbow, so you're going all the way to your elbow.
Yeah, so I go here.
Okay, just go through a slow motion, and we'll show the viewers what you're doing.
Clear, grab, clear, here, here.
Okay, cool. So
Clear,
you're
clear, bang.
And that's something that you were saying off camera that you instruct is using two hands to get the jacket out of the way. Is that correct?
If the hand's available, then it's a quick way to do is just grab the jacket, pull it away, and that clears the holster, and then coming from here, bang bang. So,
You want that gun, don't you?
it's pretty nice.
It's awesome.
Got a similar one right here.
Oh, dude, extra cool points for the on-ankle carry. 2.6 or 2.7?
2.6. Yeah.
All right, dude. Well played. Excellent. Jared, passing an impromptu gear check for a change. Probably the first time ever.
No, I always pass. Flying colors.
First time ever. Okay, you want to go through? You want to go live fire? I'm good with live fire right now.
Yeah, it's good live fire.
Okay, cool. So we're going to load up. We're going to do the drill again. We're just going to take it slow, work up to speed, see what kind of times we can get.
Okay.
For better or worse, we're posting this video.
Sounds fun.
I can't hear that thing beeping. I guess it's going, huh?
It just beeped.
Cool. So here's the belt I'm running. It's going to be a thick gun belt. I've got this anchored as securely as I can. If I knew a gunfight was coming, I would have shirt guards on to pull this shirt straight so I have no fabric interference, because your shirt could be bloused. You come back, hit a draw, and you actually get a handful of clothing, and now you've got this huge interference fighting against. I like this shirt to be as tucked in as possible. This is just my way of doing it. And a clean draw. So we're gonna have the suit jacket. We're gonna twist, try to get the hand fully on it, rotate like that. Okay, this will be live fire section. Okay. Yo, homie, is that my briefcase? Shoot. This will be slow, and I'll probably only go slow.
Okay. Yo, homie, is that my briefcase?
Remember the noodle, dude.
At that noodle first.
Time.
Good shooting, Tex.
What's the time say on there, home?
5:22, but is that from the first shot, or is that from when it went beep?
That's when it goes beep, though.
Okay.
See, so we're at a disadvantage, so we're not timing the shots.
Yeah.
I know guys will get excited. That's par beeping. If you haven't done it by 25 seconds, you're automatically dead.
Okay.
Cool. So, dead meat, dude. Dead.
Good hits.
Okay, let's do it again.
Okay.
I was a little bit sloppy on getting the jacket out of the way. That slowed me down.
Okay.
I twisted, but then I came back and I had an interference, and I wasn't really good about pinning my arm. So I need to come up, and I'll try to get better with that.
Okay. All right, same verbiage?
Yeah, or you can just do the beep.
Okay.
I don't care. Remember the noodle, dude.
Okay.
I got to knock it out of the way.
I know, but I got to do that, hit the button first. But okay, so we're stand by. A little faster.
Time.
4.67.
4.67 on that one. Let's see how many rounds I got. I got to top off real quick.
Okay.
So you're watching anything I can improve on? I felt like I pinned my arm better.
You know what? I was focusing on getting a good angle on the filming, so I didn't really have. I didn't really get a good look at that.
It's hard to do everything, isn't it?
And plus, from my angle, I can't really see where your arm is, your support arm.
Yeah.
So.
I think I did a better job of pinning it there.
Yeah.
And whacking the noodle. I forget if even on the first one I whacked it.
Yeah.
Jared, by the way, is a consummate noodle whacker. By the way.
Always going there, isn't he? Always going there.
You should hear us off camera. True or false?
One track mind.
You should hear us off camera though, right?
What was that? Oh, us? Yeah. Yeah, that's when you can...
stuff we won't put on camera.
The friendly banter.
Dude, that guy's freaking owned. Look at that.
Yep.
Look at that.
Good hits. Bang,
Ass kicked.
Good hits.
Thank
bang,
you.
Bang.
Oh, and I forgot on that first time. That last one included 3 shots in this guy.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3.
That's right.
And then over there. And actually,
Steel.
in the movie, that time I had was less because he doesn't shoot a 6 shot till later. The 5 shots are in 1.5 seconds.
Okay.
So what we need to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at the time. Shot 6. If we're not going to penalize ourselves.
Okay.
Just saying.
So that reference to the time on the movie is completely invalid, but
well,
because it's from the first shot and it ends at the 5th shot, where we're doing it from the beep, ending with the 6th shot.
But here, what I say is, we'll shoot to the 5th shot. Look at the time.
Okay.
And then we'll shoot the 6th shot. So it'll be like an unnatural delay.
Okay.
To more make it, comparable to what Vincent was doing.
Gotcha.
And I ain't gonna say otherwise. Cruz shot really fast, really well.
Yeah.
He filled the role good. Okay, here we go. Let me go through. Let me go again. See, I'm coming back to my training. I didn't pin it. I'm just coming down low ready.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to pin it this time because it's probably faster. What's the importance of what we're doing, Jared, Mr. Tactical Instructor, of going through and getting your mental preparation? Is it important at all?
Sure, rehearsals, definitely. Rehearsals are very important. I mean, in reality, you're not going to be able to rehearse the exact scenario, but the more you can rehearse simulated scenarios, then the more ready, you'll be for an actual situation. So, it's the principles involved.
Yeah, I think mental prep is huge.
Yeah.
Unless it's been done up here, it ain't going to be done right here.
Creating a mental blueprint for the physical action.
And this is just me, and I'm not joking around when I say this. We're kidding around and we joke a lot, but when it comes down to gunfighting and having a warrior mindset, you need to be able to turn it on. It's like a whole different skill set. It's like, you are a badass, you're gonna shoot, you have supreme confidence in yourself, you don't doubt yourself, the guy's gonna die. I guarantee you, I know it's fictitious, but Vincent approaches that situation like that. I think it's realistic in its presentation. He's very confident. These guys don't have a chance going up against me. Not false confidence, that's not what I'm saying, but you're trained, you're practiced, and you know your weapon, you know your skill set.
And another important thing too is, and this, especially at these ranges, is the importance of actually addressing the threat until it is no longer a threat. I mean, if you've got multiple threats, then you maybe need to go from one to the other and then back to the one to make sure it's no longer a threat. But people can take shots and keep fighting enemy, multiple shots, and they can kill you after they've pretty much been shot dead. It's, sometimes they call it the dead man's 10 seconds. So making sure that you've readdressed the threat. I've got video footage from live gunfights in Brazil where officers did not do that. They addressed multiple threats. The first threat they shot ended up surviving and killing and shooting the officer because they didn't shoot to neutralize. I don't like to say shoot to kill. Make sure the threat is neutralized, whatever shape, form it may be.
Shoot to stop the threat.
Stop the threat.
When Ellie asked you what you did, I didn't shoot to kill, I shot to stop the threat.
Neutralize that.
When the threat was done, I stopped shooting and holstered my gun and waited for police to arrive.
And it's got to be an imminent threat at that, So,
you can't get away from it.
Yeah.
Cannot overemphasize this point. If you can run, run. You don't want all the baggage of doing a shoot.
And, on that subject too, it's got to be an imminent threat, and it's got to be an imminent threat of death or serious bodily injury. So all of those factors have to be there if you're using this type of force. It's kind of a CYA type of a thing. But
police officer talking right here, so.
But it's
good advice.
It's the truth, yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go one more mag and then you're up, dude.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Stand by.
Time.
3.13.
Okay, cool. Missed on that headshot.
Okay. So we're going to take that steel out of the equation then?
Well, no. We're doing it like that.
Okay.
It's kind of a gee whiz thing.
Okay.
So, but time-wise, it's not really counted.
Yeah.
What do you think? You want to just do all 6 shots? I kind of like to drill if we do all 6 and we just run a time off that, but it's going to be hard for the audience to compare our shooting with the movie. You can't do it.
Yeah. That's up to you. I mean, if you're trying to do a comparison, then you got to do apples to apples. You know?
Call. What do you want to do, Officer Jared? All 6 or 5?
If you're trying to compare, then just do the apples to apples. Go with the 5. I mean, it's still like you said. The timing on that you took from the movie was from shot to shot, not from.
I think that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. So it's still not going to be completely apples to apples, but you know, it's as close as you're going to get.
By the way, I am reaching through my fly. Go ahead and show it.
Okay.
In case you're wondering.
Don't worry, there's nothing there. So.
And pulling my shirt taut so I don't have an interference. Other than my gut. I can't get rid of that interference. Right?
You can. Just take a little willpower, a little diet and exercise, you know?
So is your 26-year-old Brazilian model wife, does she ever look at you when you're like, with your shirt off and she goes, I don't know, dude. How old are you again?
There's a reason why I have a 26-year-old Brazilian model wife and, you know, has something to do with my shirt being off.
Awesome.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right, let's hit it, dude. Good shooter checks his magazine feeding device.
And I gotta say, please forgive me, wife. I know you're a beautiful person inside more than out. I'm not here trying to like make you like an object. So she's
job.
A wonderful, wonderful woman. More inside than out.
Actually, I do believe that. You have told me about her. She's an awesome.
She is.
Awesome gal.
She is.
Cute baby too.
Yes.
Cute baby.
Lovely
All right,
baby.
dude, let's go.
.1.
Okay. I'm good for one more round.
Okay.
Hits are good. A little bit of trouble on the headshots. I'll have to slow down on that a little bit.
Okay. And.
Okay, now you put the verbiage in. Let's make it funny.
Okay.
I'll say, yo, homies, at my briefcase.
Do you say that or I say that?
Vincent, me,
okay.
the hitman says it.
Okay.
He's a little rusty on the movie.
That's right. And then I say, you got a problem with that?
No, you say, yeah, it is your briefcase. Yeah, what else you got?
Okay.
Or whatever else you want to embellish.
Okay.
Trust me, I will be embellishing when you're up here.
Okay.
I recommend you do the same. I better quit that. I'm getting my ass kicked in the desert by OJ. You'll find me tied up with flexi-cuffs on top of that ridge.
So you want me to give the verbiage before I put the noodle up there? I've got to do that, right? Or because it's got once I put the noodle up there, you've only got 5 seconds to get through the verbiage because I got to hit the button.
That's what she said.
Okay.
Booyah! Double 5. That was a good one.
Okay. Anyway.
Once you put the noodle up there, you only have 5 seconds to get the verbiage out. Come on, dude. I don't care what you do. Are you having a hard time multitasking?
Okay, let's do it. Okay.
All I care is you freaking put the noodle up and give me a beep. Everything else is relish.
Okay.
Dude, I'm owning this guy. Look at those Sarah Mass hits.
All right, go.
Yo, homie, is that my briefcase?
It is your briefcase full of gay porn.
I'm not editing that out either.
Okay.
With a clearance drill.
With the malfunction. 4.8.
Not too shabby with a clearance drill, dude.
Yep.
What happened? Don't know.
Was it
Pulled the trigger, it didn't go
feed?
bang. Maybe I didn't fully seat the mag. It could have been it.
Okay.
But tap, rack, assess, go bang.
Worked.
It worked. Fight through it.
That's right.
It's funny as a reviewer, and let me put myself in the sun. When I'm reviewing a gun, usually when I have a malfunction, I like to assess what happened so I can bring that to tabletop. We're not doing that now. This is pure combat, getting rounds on target, killing this guy as fast as I can. And for me as a reviewer, it's a really hard mindset to go through. So not stare at the gun, figure out what happened. So even then, I was like, said to myself, I'm not reviewing, I need to clear. So it took me probably a microsecond to go through that thought process.
Okay.
Just me.
Okay.
Let's see how we did.
Okay.
Glock 19. And I'll look in the video, but I think that was just the mag wasn't seated. I could be wrong.
It was after the first round, so it probably was what it is.
Owned it. Shooter ready, hands up. You will start with the phrase, yo homie, is that my briefcase? You say that now.
Okay. Yo homie, is that my briefcase?
Actually it is. What's with all the women's underwear? I mean, seriously, man. What else you got for me? I mean, give me your gun, dude. What the? Time.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, nice. That was clean. Good hits right there. Good hits. Nice headshot on that guy. Way good time. Your split was 425 before the 6th shot.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Officer Jared, former SWAT officer, tactical badass, known the world over. This is the hitman shoot.
And these are the same principles as samurai sword fighting. I'm just kidding.
Okay, here we go. You ready? Say shooter ready?
Shooter ready.
Okay, hands up. Start with the line, yo homie.
Yo homie, is that my briefcase?
Yeah, it is. I didn't know you could order extra small condoms. What's up with that, dude? Seriously. Wait, 316. Nice. Really nice shooting.
I had something caught on the trigger on that first shot, so I had to release it and pull it again.
Okay.
I don't know what that was, but I pulled it and it got I had to release it and pull it again.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder, do you think it was a gun thing or something?
Either that or I was pulling on an awkward angle on the trigger, I don't know.
Okay.
So.
Go ahead and check rounds. See where you're at. Glock 19.
So.
TNP Gen 4 Glock 19.
We got about 3 in there, so I should look
Hey,
up here.
show this. See that little handshake he's got? I have that too.
I do.
And anytime the little stress, it's normal.
Yeah.
I'm pointing that out because I have it too, and you can just fight through it. It's not a big deal.
Physiological stress symptoms.
If you watch some of my shooting videos, when I do single hand shooting, you'll see my hand shaking. I've always been doing that. I don't know, maybe it's Alzheimer's coming on. I don't even know.
I'm gonna do this next one with one hand actually, see if it's a little faster.
Okay, right on. So you're gonna go one hand everything.
Except for the last one.
Okay. You have fun?
Yeah, it's good stuff. Good times. Any trigger time is good time.
Especially if you make it fun.
Yeah.
You can make it not fun.
Even with you, it's fun.
There's guys that take it really serious, and I understand it, but I kind of shy away from the tactical badass mindset. I just don't like it. Yeah. I mean, that's why guys watch TNP, because I'm kind of the everyday man, tactical channel, always have been. But at the same time, I can kill someone as fast as anybody else.
I like that. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, you're not going to absorb as much material and information. It's gonna hinder the learning process. So I like to have fun with it.
Sounds like stuff we've talked about in previous videos. Mm-hmm. The instructor mindset, a good instructor versus a bad one.
That's right.
All right, run on up there, dude. Get your heart up. Hands up, shooter ready.
Yo, homie, is that my briefcase?
Yeah, it is your briefcase. What's up with all the Star Wars figures, man? I mean, can you trade me for them? I mean, hey, dude, what are you doing? Hey. 296. Nice. 296. Remember, we're at a disadvantage because I think we're running the timer from the beep, not from shot to shot.
Okay.
Loving them headshots, OJ. Well done.
Thanks. And
your last round was single hand, right?
Was.
Cool. Long-time TNPers, by the way, may remember the first movie shoot in YouTube was, trivia question, do you know?
Movie shoot in YouTube.
In other words, I went out and mimicked a movie shoot. Which was it? He doesn't know. Let me save him some embarrassment. The Hurt Locker shoot, 2009.
I was gonna say that, man.
Right.
Give me one more second.
Right.
This is gonna be so cool.
And then afterwards, I guess it became Vogue, and then a whole bunch of other movie shoot videos from various channels came out.
Setting the standard, as always.
This is your stress. Are you stressed? Shooter, ready?
I'm more annoyed than anything else.
Okay. All right, so here we go. Seriously, that's messed up, dude. Time. Well,
sorry.
You shot that other one. 422 for all 6. That's pretty styling.
Okay, let's do that again. Sorry.
Don't
when
worry
you said
about
time, I was thinking that you had the time. So.
Shooter in position. Shooter with a line. That means you. Hold on, wait, dude. You got to put your hands up.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're a victim here. You're making them think you're a victim.
That's right.
Do you feel like a victim?
Not really. Victim is a mindset.
Do you feel like you're going to own the day?
I do.
From what I'm seeing, you are.
as always.
Combative mindset.
It's a mindset thing, you know.
It is.
Mindset. You got to have a winning mindset.
Now, Jared, I'm going to get serious with you. You do this so often, though, switching into the combative mindset. Is it just like second nature to you?
It is, and sometimes I kind of revert back to not having that mindset to kind of explain people how to get in that mindset, if that makes sense, because sometimes you take it for granted.
Good point.
But yeah, for sure, it's always winning, you know, no matter what the circumstances. And it's been proven that even if as far as just when you've received wounds to the body, if you mentally give up, then the body will acknowledge that, and just having that winner mindset, even if you've taken severe wounds, yes, it can help you survive. So the mind is a very strong thing, and so having the mindset to survive, not just in that circumstance, but also in any situation, just always having that winning mindset.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. That's why I want to stop and actually drive that point home. Do you find yourself having a combative mindset when the wife says, "Why didn't you do the dishes last night?" And you got to throttle back?
That's a different story altogether. You know, you got to have a survival mindset at that point, and kind of that's damage control at that point.
Oh, by the way, you're saying as a patrol officer, not SWAT officer, you get an opportunity to tune people up more frequently. Is that true?
I enjoy patrol. You know, I enjoy SWAT a lot, and that's why I did it for so many years. But on patrol, people fight with you more. No one wants to fight when the SWAT cops come smashing down your door and throwing flashbangs and coming in and with speed, surprise, and violence of action. On the street, people are more apt to actually want to resist arrest and fight with street cops, and so you get actually more physical altercations on patrol. So I enjoy that. Yeah.
I was holding my laughter to the end because this is right up Jared's alley. Can you imagine you squaring off with this guy and you think you have a shot with him? Next thing you know, your face is in the concrete and you're cuffed.
But it's all within the bounds of discretionary use of force. You know, that force which is reasonably necessary. And so I never use force that is not necessary, but there's a lot of times when it is necessary, and it's a lot of fun to do.
I call it the escalation of force. You start as low as you possibly can, but you keep going up the escalation until the threat is neutralized.
And that's the difference is, you know, I talk about, I think I've mentioned in other videos, that controlled aggression. That makes the good guys different than the bad guys.
Nice.
We can be aggressive to survive and have that combat mindset, but it's controlled aggression too. It's controlled to the point where once I've neutralized whatever that threat may be, that imminent threat may be, then I can tone things back down again and have control to
and go do the dishes.
And go do the dishes. Exactly.
Okay, with that in mind, show us that controlled aggression right now. Shooter, step up. Do you like that transition, by the way? Is that good?
Oh, extreme close up.
Shooter, post. Out with the line.
Hey homie, is that my briefcase?
Yeah, it is your briefcase. I thought bag of dicks was just an expression. Time. 3:07. Nice. Good job on the headshots. I need to work on it. Shooter ready.
Yo homie, is that my briefcase?
Yeah, it is your briefcase. You got a problem with it? What else you got for me? I want everything you got. Give it to me.
Cover, cover, cover.
We'll pretend you had another magazine. All right, I'm up. We'll go once more each. A couple mags a piece or something like that.
And
is that a chipmunk?
You being serious?
No.
Okay. Okay. And
see, the cameraman's got all the work to do, doesn't he? He's got like 3 things he's got to do.
Oh, it's freaking way harder.
He's stressed over the camera work, not shooting. Shooting, he's like, yeah, whatever. Camera work's like, okay, do I do the poodle first? Timer poodle.
Back on track. And is the shooter ready?
Kind of.
Okay, we'll wait till you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Stand by.
Yo, homie, is that my briefcase? Give me a time.
Time is 2.86. Good shooting, Tex.
Shooter's ready, more or less. You know, this freaking t-shirt is coming untucked every single time.
It happens.
All right, let's rock.
And is shooter ready?
Shooter ready.
Stand by.
Yo, homie, is that my briefcase?
Time is 2.91. And
shooter's ready.
Stand by.
Yo, homie, is that my briefcase? I don't have an extra mag.
All right.
Time split on that one.
2.27.
I felt good on that one.
Yeah.
I probably could have cranked that in about 2.75 on
Yeah, it was good.
top one. Let me load up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I just had an invite to go down to New Zealand from a TMPer.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we got a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot, but we got some TMPers down in New Zealand.
I bet. Yeah.
Such a beautiful country.
It's amazing.
Gun laws suck ass, so
They do.
you can be doing this in New Zealand.
No,
Glocks.
not at all. Yeah, the gun laws suck.
Enemy to the state if you're doing this.
That's why I'm here.
Amen, brother.
Well, that's not the only reason, but
Well,
it's a reason amongst many.
From what I'm seeing, you should probably be in Brazil.
Oh.
Seeing as how you went down there to go headhunt some beautiful 25-year-old to marry.
Here.
Isn't Jared fun to hang out with? I knew you guys would like him. It's fun. So he called me up there today. He's like, "Hey, dude, can I come back to Nutnfancy project, please?" I was like,
It was more like on my knees, kind of begging
seriously.
in tears.
Yeah. We love having Jared out. I like having Jared out. He's a cool dude. All right, shooters ready.
All right.
All
And
kill shots, a little bit of dispersion on bad guy number one.
that's right. Spread the love.
Yeah, spread the love, baby. Shooters ready.
And
Hey, where's the funny one-liners, dude? I had like 4 on you of what's in the briefcase.
oh yeah, yeah. You know, those are
of
kind.
something. I'll
Those
give
a
you
little
3
inappropriate,
seconds.
if you know what I
1,
mean. But anyway.
2, 3. Now you get time to shoot. Let me check. Loaded. Good. By the way, this freaking Blade Tech holster, thumbs up, dude. It's fast and it's secure. It's not shifting. About $20. Thank you. Why do you need to spend $100 on an inside the waistband holster? And this is polymer, so it won't absorb sweat or nothing.
Yeah.
And it has a shield, like right here. See? It doesn't rub against you.
I'll only use Blade Tech holsters for my knives and stuff too. They got good. They make good stuff.
No, we weren't paid by Blade Tech to say any of this.
No, they make good stuff.
Never
for
am.
real.
All right, shooters ready.
All right, and standing by.
Yo, homies, is that my briefcase?
Time is 3.1.
Shooters ready? Ready. Yo, homies, is that my briefcase?
Time is 2.89. How do you feel about that?
I felt good on that
That's
one.
good.
I think on my last run I had a cleaner run, but like I said, we're not gonna make this video go forever, so I'm done. But I think I could come to 2 seconds with practice. So
Yeah.
just keep practicing over and over. I think I get, and then if I really practice, probably get it down to 1.5 seconds. But again, our times are different than the movie. Remember that?
Yeah.
Because we're doing it off the beep.
Yeah.
You're up, OJ.
Okay.
Let's look at the hits. Decent. High in the head. They're there though.
Good shots, center mass. Headshots.
Another epic day here in southern Idaho.
It is. I love Soda Springs. Beautiful place.
Yeah, it's awesome. Shooter ready?
Yes.
Officer Jared, Nutnfancy Project. This is the Hitman shoot. Check your gun, shooter. If you haven't already. Oh, good thing you checked it. A round wasn't loaded, right?
I was going to do Israeli carry, but
Right.
you know.
Right. All right,
Anyway.
so hands up. Say your line, shooter.
Yo, homie, is that my briefcase?
Yeah, it is your briefcase. I've never seen so many wet and scared gerbils in all my life. Seriously, man, give me your other stuff right now. Split 2.76. 2.76 on that. Well shot.
Okay.
Really fast. Excellent.
Is that my briefcase?
Yeah, it is your briefcase. What's up? Whitney Houston's greatest hits? I ain't never seen that, dude. That's messed up. Woo, I like that one. 2.64. Officer Jared. That's our best time yet.
All right.
Okay, shooter ready,
And
hands up.
It's just going to get better, but I needed to put a couple more rounds in.
Okay. Yeah, I know, we should have brought some more mags. I just throw this stuff together though. I don't like really plan it.
Well, this
I came up with this shoot idea last night. That's not a joke, I'm being serious.
Oh, it's all right.
Yeah, I was like, I think I'm gonna do a collateral shoot. That'd be cool. All right, check your gun. You're loaded all up?
I am.
Okay, hands up. Say your line.
Yo, homie, is that my briefcase?
Yeah, it is your briefcase. What of it? What else you got for me?
That's a nice watch you got. Give me that watch. Time. Ooh, I didn't get a time on that.
Sorry, shoot, that was my fastest time too.
Oh, 5.
Huh?
It just didn't record, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That was a really fast time though, I liked it. I bet you that was like a 2.6 or something, maybe a 2.5.
You load up again for the second mag.
Why don't you just top that one up? I thought you just topped it off.
I just threw 3 more in to get through one more shoot.
What are you, new? So let's see, we talked about wet gerbils, your Whitney Houston records collection.
Hey, I was raised in the 80s. I love Whitney Houston.
I knew you did.
Yeah.
I knew you did.
I'm not afraid to admit that on camera.
Yeah. Go ahead. It won't hurt your image. It's strong enough to take a Whitney Houston penchant.
In the 80s, I was a Whitney Houston fan.
She was hot back then.
Yeah, but then Bobby Brown came along and things went down.
Yeah, shooter ready. Enough of this crap. Yeah. All right, dude, you got some good times going here. Let's see. Shooter ready, hands up, say your line.
Yo, homie, is that my briefcase?
Yeah, it is your briefcase. I mean, seriously, why do you collect pudding? I see chocolate, vanilla in there, tapioca. Go, 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 go.
Do it again. Let's do it again.
Oh, dude. Huh, there's that checking the weapon thing again.
I did my malfunction clearance, but then I wanted to start again.
But I'm saying before you shoot. Remember, always before you shoot, make sure you got a round loaded every single time. Okay, shooter ready?
Going on with all the gay jokes and stuff, I would have been focused a little more. Anyway.
I haven't been breaking any of those out. Okay. Gerbil jokes, yes.
Gerbil jokes, that's what I
want. Yeah. Okay, shooter, hands up. Now I gotta think of something funny to say. Oh, geez. Okay. Say your line.
Yo, homie, is that my briefcase?
Yeah, it is your briefcase. How many poodles do you got in that thing? I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for you, chump. .256. Nice. That was your fastest run yet.
Okay. Yo, homie, is that my briefcase?
Yeah, it is your briefcase. You want to make something of it? I see that watch. You're going to give it to me before this night's over. Shoot. 258. Nice. And that concludes the Hitman shoot in the Nutnfancy project.
Didn't break that 2.5 that I was going to try and for, but got pretty close.
So, knowing what you know now, you've shot the drill a couple times, how fast do you think you could go with the way we are shooting it, i.e. from beep?
2.25. I think,
I think you get, from what I'm seeing, I think you get under 2 seconds.
Reckon?
Yeah, if we spend all day out here, box ammo, yeah. That's what Tom Cruise did. Probably practice that drill, that scene for 2 weeks straight, every day. So it's second nature, you don't even think about it.
Yeah, and plus a little editing never hurts. You're gonna edit these to make it look faster, right?
Nope.
Oh, dang it.
Nope, it is what it is. Well, also, like we said at the outset, it is a movie, so the bad guys go down in the movie. You don't have to see where he's hitting. Here, we were very naked. You can see exactly where we're hitting. Good grouping there. Nice grouping on the head, OJ.
Yeah, I got one a little high, but that's still what
great to have you, my friend.
Thanks, good to be
Great to have you. We're gonna transition to some other gun testing.
Okay.
Any last words?
No, good stuff. Just probably one last thing. We're training this technique with a basic hack to draw, to weapon presentation. My advice for this type of training is to implement some actual live force on force to get the energy. You can't use live fire, obviously. Airsoft is great. Simunition's expensive and it's got a high velocity at these ranges, so airsoft and get some actually live force on force, training the actual energy of an individual, and supplement the live fire with some of that training, and it's good stuff. Yeah.
We'll end with the caveats of what we said. We're not tactical experts. We're not trying to provide training, and don't go do this ever by yourself. Nutnfancy Project. See ya.